presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app for a reason. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. It's me. It's your girl, Makayla Perkins. I'm your co-host, and look who it is.
Hi.
It's Chierstin Susel, also your co-host. And making his Phoenix Sports podcast debut,
it's me,
Bo
your
Brock.
boy. It's your boy,
Your girl,
Bo Brock.
your boy.
Yeah.
Bo's in town for the Cardinals, the NFL draft, so I kind of roped him in and guilt-tripped him to be coming on the podcast for his first
That's
time.
what you get for being in the studio.
I know. What was I doing showing up in the middle of the day when you guys are about to do a podcast? That's on me.
I saw Bo come in the office and I was like, Bo, you're coming on the podcast. You don't have a choice.
I just realized too that Friday is the perfect day to do the show because there are built-in good vibes.
Yes.
Just for it being Friday.
Yes.
I'm like, I was like, the music was playing and I was like, man, I just love this show. And I'm like, maybe it's just that I love Fridays.
Yeah,
It's
right?
perfect. Good vibes. Good vibes.
Good vibes all around. We already got the comments rolling too. Chris in the comments. Hi, Chris, our queen, the queen of PHNX.
Hi, Chris.
So good to see you. Ernesto's here. Hello, Ernesto. So glad you're joining us. If you're in the comments, say what's up, say hello. Talk with us throughout the show. We love to incorporate you guys. That's honestly the best part of the show is the interaction that we get from you in the comments. We like to incorporate you into all of our conversations. And also, if you're on Twitter watching this, head on over to YouTube now so that you can be a part of a conversation. We have a super happy show today. I'm so excited.
More good vibes.
So many good vibes. Who's this? This is Marcus. Marcus, we made it. Hello, Marcus. We're so glad you're here. We got so many good vibes for the show today. I feel like there's like a lot of happy things happening in the Valley right now. Am I wrong?
No, we're all on a high because of it. I mean, Suns and Cardinals couldn't. I feel like couldn't get any better the last 24 hours, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
Bo,
mean,
how are you feeling?
We
about
do
it?
have some presents left under the tree today, second and third round.
Yes.
An extra pick. But you got a bona fide wide receiver, Kyler Murray's BFF. He came to the draft party last night for the Cardinals. I mean, it's
so crazy.
Plus the Suns won. You're right. I mean, as far as positive vibes, I hope we're not peaking, but it's pretty good, especially after a long off season.
It's like the happy peak before, like more like they're just like, you know, they're like on a good peak
the
before.
Summit.
Right.
Like we're at like a fall summit. Like
Chierstin.
right?
Oh my God. So philosophical.
For someone who's not as avid as a hiker as you are, like a false summit is pretty disappointing. Like for me, like I'm like, when the hell are we getting to the top? But you got to be patient, I guess.
Well, yeah. So a false summit can be disappointing, but it can also, it's just a peak that you reach. If you know it's a false summit, right? Then you at least know, okay, I can set a goal to get to this. I know it's a false summit and there's more after, but it's still a goal that I can achieve and like set my mind towards. That's where we're at.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should jump right into it. There's so many things, so many happy things to talk about, but I think we have to talk about the happiest, which is the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA. That was my Espo impersonation. They beat the Pelicans last night in Game 6. They sent the crew to Cancun for the rest of the postseason, and they are moving on. They are going to the second round of the NBA playoffs. They're going to take on the Mavs, but we're not worried about that right now. Right now, we're just celebrating the fact that not only did they win, Devin Booker is back. Thank God. I was so scared and so sad, so worried about that. But Book is back. He didn't have the best game, but it's fine. We're overlooking that because the Pelicans won.
Definitely at one point, I was like, why are we doing this? Like, please just rest up. I think I tweeted that I definitely am not going to say that I don't want to see Devin Booker on the court, but I don't know that I want to see this Devin Booker on the court. And he was a pivotal part in getting that win last night towards the very end, but there were definitely points where I'm like, why is he in the game? Just take him out. Just go heal up. We'll see you later. But it was nice to see him back on the court.
You wanted to put him in like bubble wrap at that point. You're just like,
Yeah.
go, let's safely get him back to Phoenix, get him ready for round 2. Chris Paul's got this. The point god just taking care of business last night.
The perfect.
Yes.
God.
Speaking of the point god, his stat line was absolutely ridiculous. He recorded the most field goals made without a miss in NBA postseason history. 33 points, 14 for 14 on field goals, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, come on. point guard. What else could you possibly ask for? That's insane.
I love that it happened at this point in his career, and it was in New Orleans as well. Allie LaForce, I think she was the sideline. Yeah. So Allie LaForce did a little report on basically how Chris Paul single-handedly like helped save the Pelicans organization because they were getting ready to like fold, and then he sort of was the traction that like got a fan base, got the fan base going and like saved the franchise. So she said that like while the game was going on, and I'm like, this is interesting. I mean, he's from there. The history there was great. To have a game like that at this point in his career, doing it against Willie Green, one of his good friends, and obviously former coach, I love all the storylines.
Yeah, there were a lot of good storylines. I will say I was a little sad to see Willie Green crying after the game.
That was that was more like at the end of it, you're like, this is very wholesome. What's going on? Like as the Suns go, he goes through the line and everybody's having a moment with him, and then at the final part was him and Monty Williams, and they had that moment. You're like, holy crap, it's dusty in here. This is incredible. After you watched 6 games of this series and you've got new enemies like Alvarado. I never want to see him.
Oh my
again.
God. It is on site. I swear to God, if he is ever in Phoenix again and I have an opportunity, on site, I'm not even kidding you.
He wins the award for biggest postseason pest.
Oh.
Yes.
No doubt.
Hopefully. I don't know if Dallas has anybody like him, but
I don't think anybody can top this guy that like crouches down and like sneaks up behind you, and like he could get under Chris Paul's skin like I've never seen before.
It was infuriating watching him match up with Chris Paul. I don't know what it literally set me off. Like it literally broke something inside of me, and I was so angry. I was like, I can't stand this guy. The only other person I've ever felt like that in sports is Ryan Reeves in the NHL. And now they're on the same level.
Well,
you have made my shit list.
I thought it was interesting. Game 5, after they had dropped Game 4, and him and Alvarado getting under Chris Paul's skin had a lot to do with it. We saw like Aaron Holiday just like taking the ball up. It was just like, nope, not even gonna go there. Setting this boundary, Aaron, you take the ball up. Chris, save your mental health. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Bobby
but then
agreeing.
It was toast. I mean, 14 for 14, though. I mean, Chris Paul, he got the last laugh. He's like, you might have had a couple moments. House of Highlights might have picked you up a couple times on IG, but like,
totally,
it was all Chris Paul.
Bobby agreeing, saying yes, on site with that man. Totally. I'm not even kidding you. Square up. I'm ready to go, Alvarado. Matt Cub saying Alvarado is David Epstein basketball version. Damn.
I mean, I give him like mad props, I guess. Oh, did you guys see one more thing about that? Somebody posted, it was like Alvarado said that something along the lines of like, yeah, Chris Paul is going to be a Hall of Famer, and now he knows my name. And then Chris Paul in the postgame, he was like it was like fumbling his name, and I don't know if it was.
Do you think he did that on purpose?
I don't know, but if he intentionally screwed up his name to like not give him that
him,
that's
A+ trolling.
Elite.
I feel like he did it on purpose. It's Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a troll. Like that's one thing I love about him is he is like such a troll, and I feel like he had to have done that on purpose, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of trolling, the FJ Crowder shirts.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Another great moment.
Yes. Before we show this, because we have a TikTok to show you. But so for whatever reason, the Pelicans fans decided to single out Jay Crowder and shout FJ Crowder throughout like the entirety of the second and fourth game.
Because he's the Suns' Alvarado.
Right.
That's why.
Right. And so Pelicans fans showed up to the arena with a shirt that said FJ Crowder on it. And it ended up turning into this whole thing. And here is a snippet of this entire FJ Crowder situation.
FJ Crowder! Give me a sec.
Where you want to start, dude?
Going to you guys.
Come on.
No idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with that shirt.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Talk about an elite troll job.
He wore the shirt. And Devin Booker.
Yeah, both him and Devin Booker wore the FJ Crowder shirts. I think the fans like stayed around for after the game was over, and Devin Booker was doing his post-game availability like on the court, and they had the shirts, and I think Devin Booker saw the shirts and like laughed and was like, give me them, because they brought 6 extra of the shirts. And so Devin Booker took the shirt back and showed Jay Crowder, and they decided to wear it.
I love it.
I mean, it's just dubs on dubs on dubs. Like at that point, you're just like, you won. Like the worst part was you sent Willie Green home, and you know he's he'll be all right.
Yeah,
You know?
the
Year
Pelicans
one.
are in great hands.
Yeah.
I think Paula Bovin, friend of the show, tweeted something last night about if the future of the NBA is Monty Williams and Willie Green, the league is in great hands. And that I cannot agree more with that statement because both Monty and Willie Green are upstanding human beings. But I mean, talk about getting the last laugh. Jay Crowder for sure got the last laugh on that situation. And that TikTok is on our TikTok channel at PHNX_sports. So if you haven't already, go follow us on TikTok because I'm in charge of it and I don't like to hype myself up too often, but I will say I make some fire TikToks. So go check that out. But let's see what the comments have to say. Giselle saying the fact that Jay Crowder is selling the shirt is hilarious. Yes, now you can buy the shirt. Jay Crowder is making it a thing.
Oh, he's selling it?
Yep, in the Jay Crowder store.
Jay Crowder had the salsa dance making fun of LeBron last year that went viral. That was fantastic, and that carried throughout the entire postseason into like him saying that said he would salsa dance at like all over the city or with fans or whatever if they won. Obviously they didn't, but it carried that carried throughout the entire postseason. And now he's got the FJ Crowder shirts that he loves trolling, and I love that about him.
I love that about him too. Just an elite job. Chris saying Alvarado has Pat Bev energy.
Yes.
I totally agree. That's a great comparison. Matt Cuff asking, where did Jay Crowder get the exact sunglasses from the Deal With It me? So true. It was awesome to see. But speaking of the NBA, you guys, I have to tell you about the DraftKings Sportsbook app, who is the presenting sponsor of this podcast. The NBA playoffs are here. As we all know, the Suns are going on to the second round, which means next level basketball. Get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets instantly. You win no matter what. All DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet during the second round with same game parlays, combined multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Plus, place a same game parlay each day with 3 or more legs and get up to $25 back if one leg doesn't even hit. It's a win-win situation, you guys. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the first round or second round of the playoffs and get $150 in free bets instantly. That's promo code PHNX at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 and up only, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Okay, well, there's still so many great things happening in the Valley, and Bo was there for one of them last night. The NFL draft got started, and the Cardinals made an interesting move.
They did.
They traded their 23rd pick to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for Hollywood Brown, who just so happens to be the former teammate of a Arizona Cardinal quarterback by the name of Kyler Murray. They were teammates at Oklahoma, and now Hollywood is here in the Valley, and the Cardinals literally here in the Valley. And the Cardinals also got the 100th pick in return. So they'll have 3 picks today. Right, Bo?
Yep. Starting with 55 in the second round, 87 in the third, and then 100 to kind of wrap up the third round. A couple picks before that ends. But, I mean, we met the young man today. He had an awesome press conference, said all the right things about how he's just a hard worker. He lives and breathes football. He wants to learn from DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. And it's just the thing that's hilarious about this entire thing is like during the press conference, he did about like 12 to 15 minutes of availability. And like every story he told about how this whole process went and how long it's been going on. And there's been like rumors about him coming to the desert. You learn something new about it. And you're like, how long has this been going on? Like, this is the worst kept secret ever.
Really?
He claims that Kyler didn't know, but I am a little sus about that. I think that
Steve Keim was very adamant that Kyler didn't know because of the sensitivity of the dealings with Baltimore.
Okay.
That he was like Kyler could not know. And it was frustrating for Hollywood because he couldn't tell Kyler. They were like working out together in Dallas, but Steve Keim was like, Kyler didn't know. Trust me.
Okay. All right.
Well,
so
there you have it.
There you have it. Yeah. But I mean, you have to be excited about this. You've got a 1,000-yard receiver coming in the Valley. He's going to play opposite DeAndre Hopkins, and it's going to help take this offense to the next level. Like the offseason of Kyler Murray continues.
Yeah. What was your initial reaction when you heard about the news that was going down?
It was a whirlwind because we were live on stage over at the Ainsworth during our draft party, having a blast. Byron Murphy was there, and we make it through 15 picks, and like the sky is falling. Like the Arizona Cardinals, a lot of their fans wanted a wide receiver, and they were all just. I mean that branch was pretty much picked clean, and you're like, what are they going to do? So edge rusher, offensive lineman, and then there was reports that came out. Hollywood Brown's on his way to the Cardinals, and next thing you know, like the PJ's fired up. Michael Bidwell got him on there, right? And they're coming back to the desert. He's at the draft party in Glendale in like an hour.
Yeah, speaking of the draft party in Glendale, we actually have a video of him at the draft party, which was wild because they announced the pick and he was already in Arizona. You can go ahead and roll the draft party clip.
Marquise Hollywood Brown, everyone!
Michael Bidwell is on stage. Paul Calvisi is there breaking it down.
Michael Bidwell joining us as well. And Michael, we'll start with you. I mean, just take us through how this came to be. We announced the news. The crowd went nuts once again here in person. But just give us a quick recap of how long was this in the works?
Well, I think it was in the works officially for the last couple of days. I know it's something that Hollywood wanted. Expressing that.
First round. I don't think they could have found an impact maker.
Eric DeCosta, the GM of the Ravens.
It's a good move. I think it's a solid move by Keim and Chierstin. I mean, Keim, as far as his trade record, very impressive. Like, say what you will about his drafting, and I know that's a big part of being a successful GM, but his batting average in trades is phenomenal.
Ability to make deals with other teams is right up with the best in the league right now. I mean, he truly has a knack for that, and I keep seeing that like there's this argument of like the trying to compare him to Christian Kirk, and was this even an upgrade? What does it matter? First off, you got to take a look at the money. They didn't have the money to retain a guy like Christian Kirk. You get a guy who you could argue was the number one guy elsewhere, could be have a higher ceiling, or at minimum be just as good as Christian Kirk. But by the way, you can actually afford him. So it was a good deal. You had a void to fill. He's a veteran guy. We all know that rookies can be hit or miss. We have seen that here in the Valley, and
many times.
The fact that he was able to get Hollywood Brown at 23. The fact that he already has a rapport with Kyler. Yeah. And I feel like Kyler, too, like, he just, like, has his guys. Yeah. And the fact that
Kyler's, like, a person where he, like, latches on to, like, the people he's comfortable with.
They've been, like, training together in Dallas already. Like,
Jose saying, fun fact, in February, Kyler was playing Madden with Hollywood Brown, and Kyler commented that he'd like for Brown to be a Cardinals on the stream during Twitch. Like, how crazy is that?
They've been doing that since their Oklahoma days. They were on the scout team in Oklahoma. They weren't even starters at one point. It was when Baker Mayfield was the quarterback.
Okay.
And they would torch the first team defense.
Damn, I did not know that.
It's crazy to think of those two on a scout team in college. But now they're coming in like, is he the same as Kyler? They're a little bit different. During his press conference today, they asked about Hollywood Brown, who's in the same year of his contract. So he's in his fourth year, going into his fourth year as a rookie, and then he's got a fifth-year option. They're like, well, all these receivers are getting paid. Like, when do you want to secure the bag? He's like, I'm not worried about that.
That's refreshing.
He's just going to play under the deal right now, and he's going to let his agent handle the business side of things, and he's just going to focus on playing, and that's great. That's refreshing.
Yeah, we don't have to go down that road. It's a happy show today. Nick L in the comments saying the Arizona Sooners. That's hilarious. I think that is a great way to describe the team.
I saw somebody. It was Hollywood and the Heisman.
Oh, there we go. That's like a mixtape, like the mixtape about to drop, Hollywood and the Heisman. I love that. Well, I mean, overall, the interaction on Twitter was really positive. I feel like for a majority, Cardinals fans are really excited about this pick or this trade. And I think they should be. Like you said, like a lot of the wide receivers that the Cardinals were interested were already taken. So the Cards kind of had to finesse something and figure out how to address the needs that they had at that position. Today, obviously, the second and third round are happening. What would you say would be a successful day for the Cardinals drafting certain positions? Like what holes do they need to fill like immediately?
Edge. It's got to be pass rush. They have to supplement the pass rush. They've got Watt. They've got Marcus Golden, the junkyard dog. But now they have to add a young, just rotational guy that they can put in there that maybe you get like 4.5, 5 sacks out of, and you'll be all right. And if they have to do it by just flooding the position with numbers, get a couple guys with their next 3 picks, I think that might be the best route. And then, look, I wouldn't be – if they my guy Johnny Venerable, horrible draft night performance for himself, but I respect his opinion as all the time. He wants maybe more offense for Kyler Murray. And if they go running back, still got to fill the void left by Chase Edmonds. If they get kind of an electric running back to kind of couple with James Conner, I would love that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Chierstin? Chierstin has her thinking face on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm definitely not. Anything you can add is going to be better, right? Like, you're adding something, but I'm definitely not overly concerned about getting more weapons on offense. Like, I think they have all the pieces that they need.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you're going to get a rookie running back that's going to be some electric game changer guy, maybe at that point in the draft. I don't know.
Hopefully it's not 55, because I think edge, you really have, like, that's the next thing you have to check off your list. But if there's somebody at 87, if Isaiah Spiller falls, probably not Breece Hall, if maybe Rachaad White, local product out of ASU, if he's there at 87, I mean, that'd be very tempting if you're Steve Keim. And
absolutely.
I think that would be, add to an already electric offense.
It would be really cool to see Rachaad White in a Cards uniform. They are very familiar with that.
Former Sun Devil running backs.
Benjamin's there too. I think it's interesting just because the running back position, I feel, is kind of like going through an evolution in football, and it's not as like relied upon as it once was in like the rough 'em, tough 'em, run the ball down the field days as football used to be. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't use that first pick on a running back. Not that they would have, but I hope that they kind of save some of their later picks maybe to address that position. But one more thing about the Arizona Cardinals that I want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on. They looks like to me, a social media branding professional, that they are gearing up to rebrand, and the possibility of new uniforms seems to be on the horizon. So last night before the draft, they announced their new hashtag, which is Bird City Football on Twitter. I don't know how I feel about that hashtag.
No.
I'm very sorry to the Cardinals social team. Bird City Football is not my jam, but hey, that's just my opinion. I'm one of many. But they've got a new font. They've got a new Twitter header. It, to me, as somebody who works in the digital field, looks like they're rebranding to kind of gear up for a new era of Cardinals football. And I would not be surprised if at either some point very soon or in the future they announced some new uniforms. What do you guys think about that?
Well, first off, somebody tweeted out a clip from the movie Birds where the birds were like attacking the people.
Oh no.
That I can never disassociate from Bird City. So I will. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, pop culture really references.
Yes. No, it's not even pop culture. It's just like old school.
Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are old.
It's
wow, thank you.
Exposing your age over here.
No,
sorry, we know a classic movie.
It was a school. This is like, it was from the 60s. It was like a thing that we had to, like, part of the curriculum when I was growing up, that we had to like watch it in like, I don't know, like elementary school or something like that. But
yeah.
Definitely, I was not born in the 60s, but
your soul was.
But yeah, I think the hashtag is a little bit
Charles
of a
Woodall
miss.
Pike agreeing, saying the hashtag is a huge miss. B saying the hashtag only works if you pair it with a uniform reveal. Missed a marketing opportunity by the Cards. I can see that. I genuinely do not like the hashtag. I think Rise Up Red Sea, whatever. I thought that was awesome. I was a big fan of that. What are your thoughts on the new hashtag, Bo? Do you think we're also getting new uniforms?
I'd love it. Usually you hear rumblings at this point. It's for the upcoming season, but Michael Bidwell's addressed it before, but it just doesn't seem very important to the organization. They're focused on winning, but I think that goes with it. I mean, look good, feel good. Your quarterback's already said it a couple times on Twitch. I'd love to see new uniforms. Bird City, hopefully it's one and done this season.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not incorporated.
Just like hearing you say that now, I'm like,
just cringe.
The last thing I want to do is like, talk poorly about any, like I respect the heck out of the Cardinals, like marketing team, their media team, all the things. So like, I don't want it to come off that way. I just don't like it personally.
Yeah.
What was left on the cutting room floor with Bird City being the winner?
Yeah. I don't know. That kind of just like makes you think. And also like, I kind of agree though. I don't understand your reference at all. But when I think of Bird City, like all I just think is like birds, like New York City with like pigeons just like infesting the entire city. Like I don't know. To me, Bird City is not it.
It's like some movie in the 60s where everyone got like attacked by birds.
Yeah, that's like a good mental image. Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, hopefully it's a one and done type of deal and we're not stuck with Bird City football for forever.
Double birds, I like that from Justin.
What did he say?
Double birds. But B Red C Red, remember that? That was like one of the first ones they had that would be followed with a little emoji. That was back in 2015, 2016.
Yep. Yeah.
And then Rise Up Red Sea, it's tough to beat that.
Yeah.
Caw Valley. Oh no.
Valley.
Just full bird. Oh no. Yeah, Giselle saying I don't like the hashtag at all. It makes me cringe. Also, hi my queen Giselle, love you. I don't like it either. It also makes me cringe. And then Max saying the Seahawks used Bird City a few years ago. I feel like there's this thing with the Cardinals and using other teams like hashtags because there were Falcons fans that were mad about us using Red Sea because apparently the Atlanta Falcons are the Red Sea too. And so I guess now we've stolen Bird City from the
Bird
Seahawks.
Gang. I think they're getting away from Bird Gang as well because you got Philly that deals with that.
Well, I mean, how many things can you possibly do?
Yeah, I guess you kind of like run out of options for a while. But either way, I don't know. I just hope we get some new uniforms in the future because I think the ones that they have are so done, so tired, so garbage.
You want like a throwback look or what do you want?
Literally anything else. Anything else than what they have. I don't know. It's hard. I've seen some cool concepts on Twitter, but it's just like, I think the ones that they have are so boring.
Mm-hmm.
There were like these tan desert ones that were floating around that I like fell in love with.
Tan? Like all tan?
Little Sonoran sand look.
Like the Diamondbacks Serpientes jersey type tan?
like that color.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't be too mad about that.
But I think we would all welcome new uniforms for sure.
Yes, absolutely. All right, before we move on to other great things happening in the Valley, you guys, I have to tell you about our new partner, which I am obsessed with. It's OG's brand. I'm sure you have heard me talk about this now many a times if you are a fan of the show. I freaking love OG's gummies. I take their orange creamsicle indica gummies before I go to bed, and I have the best sleep of my life. Chierstin, I know you had a good sleep once upon a time.
Yeah, I was camping recently, and I don't normally sleep well when I'm camping because obviously it's not comfortable. And so I was like, well, maybe if I take like half of one of these, I'll sleep. Oh my gosh, I slept through the entire night.
Yeah.
Newman and I camping in a tent. I mean, slept through the whole thing. It was great.
Yeah, OG's has a ton of great gummies. They're also really delicious. They've got a new pina colada flavor, which is to die for. They've got tropical punch, all that good stuff. So make sure you stop by your local dispensary and grab some amazing scratch-made THC gummies from our friends at OG's. They just announced their new mini OG 3 milligram microdose option for those who don't want to dive right into their regular 10 milligram option. These will be available on May 3rd exclusively at Zen Leaf locations through May 11th. They have amazing flavors like I already mentioned, the orange creamsicle, which is my favorite, tropical, and watermelon. If you're interested in trying these amazingly delicious varieties of flavors that OG's Brands has to offer, go to ogsbrands.com. That's OGEEZ brands.com to find an OG's near you. You guys were laughing about something, and I want to know what happened.
The hardcore edibles comment from Justin. That's the thing about OG's though, is it's not hardcore. It's like you can tailor it your experience. It's as far as the dosing goes.
Hardcore.
Oh well,
not the edibles.
that's. I might have to take a page out of your book though, because as somebody who's camped twice in my life and slept zero.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you absolutely
you
need to have something. So I do not camp anymore without taking either melatonin, CBD, or this time I tried the OGs because otherwise it's a miserable experience. I'll be up all night, and then of course you've got like the rumblings around you and animals and breeze and what's that noise and whatever. Die. I need to sleep through the night.
Nick said he would try an edible and then try to fight a bear if he was camping. Nick, I don't recommend doing that. Please do not.
First off, okay, there's it's the indica and the sativa.
Yes, there's two different strands.
I had half of an indica. All it did was make me tired.
Sleepy.
Now, I would not recommend taking like 5 sativas and going camping.
Do not do that.
Okay? Then you might try to fight a bear.
That's called a vision quest, I think, at that point. Like you find yourself on one of those trips.
Bobby saying OGs and Chinese food, #fire. I'm going to try that combination because that sounds amazing. Bees says he's tripping through the forest. Bees, if anybody's going to trip through the forest, it would definitely BU. Actually, before we talk about the Diamondbacks, I did, Bo, want to ask you about your show today, covering the next round of the draft. Tell the people where they can find it, what you'll be talking about. Give us the whole spiel.
Yeah, we're starting a little bit earlier this afternoon, 3:45. Me and Johnny Venerable. He is going to show his face after his poor performance last night, chugging a beer. We're sipping a beer slowly. Did he even finish the beer? I feel like we got to get him maybe. Beer's not his thing, right? Do we just get him on something like a mixed drink, a cocktail?
Maybe like a fruity little mixer would be more
with an
Johnny's
umbrella?
speed.
Yeah.
I like pina coladas.
Oh, okay.
That's more his
the
style.
Ainsworth has pina coladas and pineapples, actually. So maybe the Ainsworth can hook him up with a pineapple pina colada. But
we're firing things up 15 minutes before. We're going to be previewing the second and third round, but also kind of talking about Hollywood Brown, more about the acquisition. Got to talk about it because it's been huge for this organization. They weren't going to be able to find somebody at 23 that's going to make the impact like Hollywood Brown. So we're pumped about it. That's going to be going down 3:45. Join us here on YouTube or wherever you find your podcasts.
I love that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss it. I know we've got some Rising fans in the comments. Don't worry, Justin Viber. I see you constantly. Shout out to our Rising fans. They interviewed Greg Hurst last night on their PHNX Rising show. So if you missed that, make sure to go check that out. It was a great interview, and the PHNX Rising crew always does such a great job. And they're bringing you the best Rising coverage in the Valley. There is nobody that even comes close to giving you the Rising coverage that the PHNX Rising crew does. So make sure to check that interview out. If you haven't, let's talk about the Diamondbacks because their season has started. It's been a little back and forth. But I think we had to include them on this Valley Peaks list because they beat the Dodgers. It was the first time that they had won a series this year, and it was against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like, come on.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk? The Diamondbacks lineup, it was literally, to me, I compared it to David and Goliath. Like, the Diamondbacks are very much David, and the Dodgers are very much Goliath, and they freaking took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers.
I'm fine with the Diamondbacks just being like this annoying team that's like bottom of the barrel, but like can beat a team like the Dodgers and piss off an entire fan base because they lost to the Diamondbacks. I'm fine with that being like their MO this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also great because Dodgers fans are the worst fans in the world. And they choose to invade Chase Field with their annoyingness every time they play the Diamondbacks. And so the fact that all of their fans were in the stands and they saw the Dodgers lose twice kind of just makes my heart happy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find your wins when you can get them in this season with the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think the mayor, our guy Derek, he had kind of a guide to watching the D-backs this season, and it's a good read at gophnx.com. But anytime you can beat LA, it's a W.
Oh, it's a huge win.
Yeah.
LA is the worst. Jose saying, "Suck it, LA, suck it, LA." That is how he started the Diamondbacks post-game wrap-up show.
Is that Espo's burner? Because I saw that on our Instagram. Telling everybody the Pelicans to do that.
Right? So suck it, LA. That is literally the best way to wrap that up. Ernesto, she said, we own LA. 100% Ernesto. We own LA. Dodgers fans. B said Dodgers fans with jerseys at the Suns game. Barf. Go watch baseball. So obnoxious. Actually, that is one of my biggest pet peeves in the entire world is when a fan at a sporting event wears a jersey that doesn't have anything to do with the two teams playing at that sporting event.
I agree.
Well, you can connect. Oh, they wouldn't be playing LA. Never mind. Okay, so if it was like if somebody wore this is the example I thought was being brought up for a second. If you wore like a Diamondbacks jersey to a Suns game, then the connection is the city.
Sure.
But if you're wearing like a Dodgers jersey or like uniform rather to a Suns Pels game, that doesn't make any sense.
I hate all of it. If you are attending a sporting event and you are not wearing a jersey of the either two teams that are literally there in the building playing a game that day, you look stupid. It makes me so mad. It sends me off the ledge.
When is it ever acceptable?
No.
Like if you're throwing a throwback, well, you could wear a Jackie Robinson jersey.
Okay, that's fine.
Right?
That's okay. I mean, I guess
what if it's like a t-shirt and not like a jersey? What if I wore a PHNX Diamondback shirt to the Coyotes game tonight?
Oh, that's fine. I thought we established that's acceptable, like within the city. But if you wore that, if you go to the Cubs Cardinals game in Wrigley Field and you're wearing the PHNX D-back shirt,
right.
I don't know if That's borderline.
I think you and I are on the same page. Makayla thinks any sort of crossover is unacceptable.
Aaron Wilson saying not acceptable. It's tacky. Amen. Thank you very much for agreeing with me. B saying it's the absolute worst. Jose is saying that's a party foul. Decline membership to sports. Thank you.
Or you can be the person that I have a specific friend, and he always sends me pictures when he goes to like a new ballpark or something, but he is a Colorado fan, like sports fan, but anytime he goes to any arena, like any sporting event, right, he buys something from the gift shop, wears it at the game, and then now he's like a part of the fan base.
Yeah.
So is that okay? Even if you're okay, so like if you were to go to like a Yankees game, you'd buy Yankees gear. And
I do that.
You do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
I have this goal to go to all 30 baseball parks before I turn 30. I'm working on it. And while I'm there, I tell myself I have to like immerse myself in the culture and be like a fan for a day. So I've been to 7 ballparks now, and I have bought gear for the team and a mini bat. That's like my souvenir. So I do that. I think it's like, I don't know, it's fun to, I'm a tortured fan. All my teams suck.
So there's a couple things like LA. Do you leave at the 5th inning if the Dodgers are losing? Like if
I did not partake in that.
People like boo relentlessly. People not performing or throw beer on people.
All
at
of a sudden,
Yankee
Makayla's cuts to a shot of Makayla in LA throwing beer on. So we're like, what is going on?
No, those are traditions I don't partake in. But I will say, Dodger Stadium has some of my favorite desserts at a ballpark. So I do partake in the food. I'm just not an asshole like a majority of Dodgers fans are. B saying PHNX gear is always the exception to the rule. Thank you, Bees. We have pretty sick gear, I will say. Okay, let's talk about the Coyotes. Today is a big day for the Coyotes. Oh, wait, shoot. Just kidding. I'm backtracking. I lied. I have a surprise for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so a fan at the Diamondbacks game was in the pool section, and they celebrated the fact that the Dodgers lost to the Diamondbacks in the best way possible. Roll the clip. Please watch this.
Whoa.
Tell me that is not the most incredible belly flop you have ever seen in your life.
That's near perfect 10.
That's
flop.
pretty funny.
That was a 10 out of 10. Like the contact that she made with her body to the surface of the water was like 100%.
That's funny.
There was literally not an inch of her body that did not smack the water on. Like,
where did she get that speed from? Like she hit that water. It's almost like she jumped from the outfield wall.
Fast.
I was wondering that too. Like you can't just jump like level with the pool and get that sort of angle.
Right.
I don't know.
It was incredible. I saw that clip and I almost died because that was the best belly flop I've ever seen in my life. The contact was amazing, and she was celebrating the fact that the Dodgers just lost 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks.
10s across the board.
Yep. Jose 10, Charles 10. You love to see it.
That was the Cards making a splash in the first round last night. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Now we can talk about the Coyotes, now that I have surprised you all sufficiently with that clip. Today's a big day. So the Coyotes, it is their last game in Glendale. We are also going to be taking a party bus up to the game with a bunch of PHNX fam members that I'm super excited about. But it's kind of bittersweet. I think this is like a huge thing for the Coyotes. It's a new chapter. They're closing the book on Glendale. They're leaving Gila River Arena, and they are migrating east, west, whatever my direction is. East.
Yeah.
They're going east.
Don't say that, Charles. Positive vibes today.
We're not
please.
worried about the tank. We're not worried about their draft pick status because this is a very happy show. We're peaking, right? It's all about the Valley Peaks. And the Coyotes, I think this is a peak for them. Like, this is a big moment for the franchise. I think they've been like a ship in a storm without a captain for a very long time, trying to navigate which direction that they want to take this franchise in. And finally, we have an answer. They're going to leave Glendale with the hopes of building a new arena. They're going to be playing at the ASU Collegiate Arena for a couple of years in the interim. And to me, this feels happy because we finally have a direction of where this franchise wants to go, the goals it wants to achieve. And to be honest, I could not be more excited about not having to drive 45 minutes to Glendale to watch the Coyotes play a hockey game. So I think this is happy. How do you guys feel about it?
I think it's bittersweet for a lot of people. Like, the Coyotes were in Glendale for a really long time, and they are closing a chapter. And so anytime you close a chapter, it's like there's a little bit of an excitement. There's a little bit of, man, like, I spend my childhood there, or like whatever the case is. And I think right now it looks like they're going to be able to get the deal done for their permanent home in Tempe, but like they're also heading into like an unknown chapter as well. So it's exciting times. Obviously, something needed to be done for the Coyotes. Glendale just wasn't working. So it's bittersweet. I had to make sure that I was at this game tonight because I was like, I'm a huge history buff, and I like to be able to be places where I could say like, oh yeah, back in 2022, I was at their last game ever in Glendale. Like in 30 years, I'll be like, yeah, did you know that the Coyotes used to play in Glendale? And like, my kids will be like, what, in Glendale? Like I love that kind of stuff. So
you're such an old soul. I swear to God, your soul's like 80 years old.
I live for that stuff. So I'm excited just to be there for a part of like history tonight.
How do you feel about it?
There's a ton of nostalgia like that. It's just flooding back about that. I was covering the team during their run to the Western Conference Finals, and that was like the last. I was talking to Leah about that. Was that the last whiteout that we experienced in that building? And like those were just some electric moments that run through the postseason. And like you were like, okay, Glendale, this is your opportunity to this is your team. And I felt like there are some lifelong fans there, and they've created that they necessarily wouldn't have had. But now like this is the right move. So bittersweet's the perfect way to put it. Just kind of say goodbye to the old jobbing.com arena, Gila River Arena, and style, get on the party bus, and then tearfully say goodbye.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good send-off. Like Bo mentioned, we're going to be there at the game. So if you're going, come say hi to us. We have a whole section. You'll definitely hear us. We'll be walking.
Is it expected to be a sellout?
I don't know, Leah.
No way.
Leah, do you know? No idea. Yeah, no clue. I'm not sure. I think if the Coyotes were playing a little bit better, then maybe, but I don't know if they're going to be sold out or not. Charles Woodall Pike saying, Glendale has a lot of good memories for me, but it ultimately is not a good fit for the team. I'm ready to start for a new start in Tempe. I definitely agree. I think it's going to be refreshing to kind of hopefully get a reset overall with this organization in terms of their roster resetting when they're done with this draft, their location resetting, their arena resetting. I think that's just kind of what the Coyotes need. I think they just need to kind of like clear the fog that's been clouding this organization for so long and just get a fresh start. And to me, that feels like today feels like the first page of that fresh start in a new book, and I'm really excited for it. So it
sucked, being in the toy section covering sports for so long, and the only like big story with the Coyotes, it seemed like for too long, was the arena thing. Just like,
wait a second, what analogy did you just make? Being in the toy section?
Yeah, toy section. It's like you get to talk about fun things. You get to play with all the toys. You don't have to get real serious about anything, like real actual news that impacts the world around us. So, but then you had to you had to talk to lawyers. You had to talk to people that you weren't necessarily used to talking to in sports. Like, what's exactly happening with the Glendale City Council and the arena and the team, and you can't just actually break down what's going on with the rebuild or a team that was eyeing the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm excited for this new start. I definitely understand why it's bittersweet for some people, but I think the Coyotes need it, and there is so many good content pieces that we have out right now on GoPHNX.com. Craig Morgan, the infamous, the one and only, the Coyotes reporter, did a great story about closing this chapter at Gila River Arena, so you have to go check that out. And then
also, we might as well plug the story launching next week. I think we've been like I know they're going to talk about it tonight. I've sort of been hinting on it, but while we're here talking about the Coyotes, going to have a 3-part series on their tenure in Arizona dropping, launching a new podcast called The Story that's going to launch next week. We're going to talk plenty about it next week as well, but interviewed a lot of people for that podcast and have some really, really, really interesting stories, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. But that's all surrounding the Coyotes' tenure here.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good, you guys. I'm so excited. And also, just because I'm here, I'm going to plug yesterday, Craig, Petey, and I, this is Leah, by the way, on the mic. Craig, Petey, and I did a podcast about our memories at Gila River Arena and some great stories in there, too. So check that out wherever you get your podcast, PHNX Coyotes, yesterday.
Yep. Great podcast about the memories that the PHNX Coyotes crew did. You can head over to their Twitter account and check it out there. And like Chierstin said, I have heard some snippets of her new podcast, The Story. And when I tell you it is incredible, it is incredible. incredible. And
oh my goodness.
No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not
I'm
just hyping you up because you're sitting next to me. It is so good. And it brings so many new layers to the Coyote story and like their evolution here in the Valley. There are things that Chierstin talks about with other people about the Coyotes that I didn't even know. So you definitely have to make sure you're going to check that out when it launches next week. Again, it's called The Story with Chierstin Susel, and it is so good. Coyotes fans are really going to love this one. So make sure you're looking out for it on our social media channels. And when it does come out, make sure you subscribe because holy cow, it is so, so good. And I'm not just saying that because Chierstin's here.
Well, thank you. Now I'm blushing. Can I talk about Athletic Greens?
You sure can.
Also, thank you.
Wait, before you do, be saying Chierstin is such a talented storyteller. PHNX is blessed. Freaking men. Retweet to the end of all time.
Thank you, everybody.
Giselle saying she can't wait to hear it. You guys, it is so good. Charles Whittle Pike saying really looking forward to hearing it. It's incredible. I can't hype it up enough.
Thank you. Do you want to? Athletic Greens is our partner.
Take us to some Athletic Greens, Chierstin. Let the people
Stop
know.
saying nice things about me, please.
So I've always talked about the fact that I just love health and wellness. I used to take a ton of vitamins. It was like this whole handful of vitamins just to make sure that I was getting all my vitamins, minerals, probiotics, all the things I needed. But I hate taking pills. When we teamed up with Athletic Greens, I was like, oh my gosh, with one scoop, you're going to get 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. So I was like, okay, well, that means I can get rid of some of these pills. And so I take Athletic Greens every day. Love the product. It's delicious, especially for when I think of like a green drink. It's usually not very good tasting. It's delicious though. And again, like I get everything that I need in this drink and I don't have to take a whole bunch of vitamins. So to me, Athletic Greens was a no-brainer. Should be to you as well, especially if you're looking to add some of these things into your diet without having to take a bunch of pills. It supports better sleep quality and recovery, which we can all use.
That's my favorite part.
Yes.
I sleep. I need as much sleep as I can get.
All the help we can get. It has over 7,000 5-star reviews, so the reviews kind of speak for itself, and it costs you less than $3 a day, plus you're investing in your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/TPSP. Again, it is athleticgreens.com/TPSP to take ownership over your health. Pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Woo! We love Athletic Greens. You know what we also love? Draft day fits. That's one of my favorite part of the NFL draft is seeing the outfits that these kids pull out because they are so fashionable and I usually for the most part love what they wear. And so we're going to be doing a new segment called Hot or Not, where we decide if the outfits the NFL draft kids wore were hot or not. And Chierstin, you're going to be leading us through this segment, so take it away.
Sure. I hope these are in order. We have a Kayvon Thibodeaux, Oregon defensive end, coming up. We've got a black suit with like these red gem outlines, like a bedazzled kind of look. What do you think, guys?
I'm a big fan of the gems. He looks sharp.
And the bow tie?
Oh my God. Yeah. Huge fan. I also saw an interview that he did on the red carpet. He is the most personable, outgoing human being I think I've ever seen on the NFL carpet.
And he had a great moment with a young fan that was a Make-A-Wish fan that was like my personal favorite part of the entire draft. I'm a softie.
It was the kid that was announcing the pick, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the draft?
The fit?
Yeah.
It was nice. I'm not a bow tie guy, but
okay,
it looks good on him. He can pull it off. He doesn't have a pencil neck like me.
Bo, you don't have a pencil neck. Be nice to yourself. This is a happy podcast.
A pencil neck.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot for me. I loved the gems, and he just looked like he was like confident in himself, which I love the most. So that gets a hot for me.
That's if you're confident in, because on draft night, like it's a big moment for you. Like you need to feel confident. So as long as at the end of the day, we're gonna go through all these, but as long as they're confident in the outfit, that's all that really matters.
Yep. What did you think about it? Is it hot or not, Chierstin?
I'll give it a hot. I don't think it was like my favorite by any means, but I'll give it a flame.
A flame. Yeah. All right. Some people in the comments saying same. Chris is a big fan of that. Charles saying definitely hot. I agree. That was a good fit. All right. What's our next one?
All right. Garrett Wilson.
Ooh, this is
former
MC
Ohio
Hammerish,
State
right?
wide receiver.
Yep.
Ooh. I like it.
I'm obsessed. This I think is my favorite.
Best dress for me.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Those boots?
Yes.
Does he got basic like in the morning? What is going on?
Bo. Okay, Bo is not fashion forward. No, just kidding. I don't know. I love it. I love the entire fit. I think it's like it mixes like business, like formal with like streetwear. I love like the pattern of the suit, how it's like all like almost patchworky, I guess you could describe it. And the boots are freaking fire.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed
It gives
with
off
this
R&B
outfit.
vibes a little bit too, and he has like the perfect amount of like ice around his neck.
Yes.
He looks like
Perfect.
primetime. He looks like Deion Sanders back in the day. It's kind of a throwback. I think that's what he's going for. I'm saying it's cold. The way you described it, Makayla, is a mullet. Like it's business in the front and party in the back. And I don't think you want the outfit equivalent of a mullet.
Aaron Wilson saying the dude has fire station boots on. Oh my God, no.
Can I just make a comment about the boots real quick?
Go for it.
It looks like he has ankle monitors on, guys.
No, you guys. Oh my
It is
gosh.
thick in the
You're
ankles.
killing me.
I would have never. You're right. It kind of.
I guarantee you, I promise you, those boots are worth more than all of our salaries combined.
No, 100%. But you can also get those little ankle monitors for free.
Yeah, just commit a crime. I love it. That's a definite hot for me. That's my favorite outfit of the draft. He freaking killed it. Garrett Wilson, you got swag out the roof because I'm obsessed with your outfit.
Agreed.
Ice cold.
Oh, Bo.
I have an ice cold coming up for you guys.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Jameson Williams. It was. Yeah. First off, is he pointing to? Does he have like a
his grill?
in?
Yeah, his
Okay.
grills.
It's a miss for me. It's a. First off, I think the necklace is a little too much, and I'm a definitely less is more type of person, and
Okay.
this was a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's not as creative or over the top as some of the other ones that we've seen. It's pretty much just like a red suit with some over the top bling. So I don't think it's my favorite. The red, I don't know.
But he made the grill like a part of the outfit by posing with it, and I think it's a little much.
It's very loud.
Yeah, it's very
That's
loud.
what I'd say about the red. And then I get kind of bolo type vibes from the ice.
Oh, you do?
A little bit.
Interesting.
Just it just kind of looks like a blinged out bolo tie, massive bolo tie. But
I would love to see somebody with an actual bling bolo tie.
That would be pretty sick. Our Ryan Kenningsberg, Ryan RK from DNVR wears bolo ties all the time. So I guarantee you that is something that he would love because he just loves bolo ties. But I mean, him and his family are beautiful. Jameson's family is gorgeous, but the outfit is just not it for me. I'm going with not.
Yeah, ice cold.
Across the board, cold.
Cold. All right, we all agree.
All right. How about Sauce Gardner?
Okay.
And I think we have two.
Sauce
We have
is
like
amazing.
a close up two of his bling.
Yeah, you could switch to.
Oh my God. He has a bottle of hot sauce or sauce, whatever it is.
Yeah.
His chain says sauce, and then he has a bottle of sauce on another chain, and he's wearing this very dapper blue suit, and I'm kind of obsessed with this. I love it. I think the sauce chain is iconic. I mean, if you have a nickname like Sauce Gardner, you have to go big like that, and I think the suit doesn't like overpower the coolness of the chain, so that is definitely hot for me. I love that outfit.
Can we see that picture again? I think his suit is close to a Carolina blue.
Okay.
And
Carolina Electric, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a little darker than a Carolina blue, I feel like. It's close to it. And normally I would say on that color, but he's pulling it off.
The draft logo, the neon blue draft logo,
yeah, he
matches it. Yeah, he looks good. It looks real clean.
I love that. It's definitely hot for me. I actually really like that color, so I don't have an issue with the color at all, and I like that it ties in with North Carolina, but I'm a big fan. I love that fit. It's a hot for me.
I almost want to give it a cold just because it matches the outfit.
I think so. B said that's icy hot.
There
Yes,
you go.
totally agree.
Icy hot.
Hot sauce.
Give it the Shaq shimmy.
So
icy
good. Who do we got next?
All right, who do we got next? Jermaine Johnson.
Oh boy. What?
That poor kid sat in the green room almost all first round, but he must love that outfit.
I actually love the outfit.
Really?
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Okay, so he ended up being drafted by the Jets, so the green kind of like ties in there. I don't know. See, I went to a high school and the colors of the high school were green and gold, and I hated that high school. I just am scarred forever from my high school experience. So I think I hate it just because it triggers.
Now Jermaine Johnson gets the brunt of it.
I'm sorry, Jermaine Johnson. If your suit was any other color besides green and gold, I would love it. But the fact that it's the same colors as the high school I went to where I got bullied, I kind of hate it just because it triggers me.
Those bastards. How dare you bully Makayla.
I don't know. I don't like it.
I like it. I can't tell if it's a flower pattern on it or not. So it's like a yellowish jacket with black, what looks like to me like kind of like flower pattern on it. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's like the perfect amount of like, because he just has like black, like solid colors with it. It's like the perfect amount of something different. So like a color that pops. I like it. I think it's a hit.
I like the coat.
Yeah.
That's all I'll go with.
That's it.
I like the coat, yeah.
All right. I feel that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a cold for me. Sorry, friend. All right, Chierstin. Who do we got? We got 2 more.
I won't make you pay for my past traumas, Jermaine.
Oh.
Jordan Davis. Georgia defensive tackle. He's got the black suit with the red stripe across it.
I like this. I like this a lot. I am iffy about pattern suits, as Jermaine Johnson just found out. But I think this is really cool because it's the Georgia colors, and also Jordan Davis is just iconic. He has some of the best pictures from when Georgia won the national championship with the national championship trophy, and I'm kind of just a fan of him as a person, but I dig the red stripe. I definitely think that's a hot outfit. I'm a huge fan of that.
I definitely have never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
sure.
No, I haven't either.
It looked like a sash, though, that it drooped a little bit. He kind of looks like Eddie Murphy from Coming to America. But to be 6'7", 340 and to look dapper in a suit like that, it's a win. It's fire.
Yeah, and he, as Bees pointed out, that's a giant man. He is huge, and he is going to definitely be a difference maker for the team that he got drafted to.
The Eagles.
Mm-hmm. There you go. The Eagles. I think I like it. It kind of reminds me of like royalty, like how in Britain, like the soldiers wear like sashes on like their suits or their uniforms or whatever. It kind of reminds me of that, but I like it. I'm a big fan, so I'm gonna give that a hot.
I'm in between, but I'll say it definitely like wasn't a miss, so I'll go ahead and say hot.
I already gave it a fire. I stand by it.
All right.
Okay,
Chierstin and I are about to fight about this one. Go ahead, Chierstin.
So, last one, Nakobe Dean still on the board. Projected to probably be one of the first picks.
He looks great
today.
It's an all pink fit, and pink is my favorite color. I'm obsessed with this. He looks so good. He also has a very beautiful family. I'm a huge fan of this. He just pulls off pink like nobody I've ever seen before, and the fact that his hat matches his jacket and his pants is just iconic for me.
So pink suit and a fedora that has a pink accent on it to tie it all together, and then he's got a little ice around his neck too.
A big fan.
Subtle
big fan.
ice. Yeah, looks
well,
great.
I think I'm coming around to it. I'm normally not, and I know this is gonna also tie Kyler Murray into it. I'm normally not like a pink suit kind of guy.
Yeah.
So kind of guy. Well, I'm definitely not a pink suit kind of guy. That's for sure. Kind of person. So it's actually the second time. This is probably the 5th time I've seen it, but when it just popped up now and I took another look at it, it actually is a very nicely put together outfit. I'll give him that.
It's very well tailored.
Very well tailored. Yeah. Everything matches. Everything goes together. I think it ties in with
his mom's dress too. I think his mom had a pink sparkly dress on. Yeah, right.
I get some Cam vibes from him a little bit. A little Cam Newton, but it's not as out there as some of Cam's outfits.
Yeah,
well,
I love it.
Cam's got he always likes the fedora stuff. So yeah, no, I mean it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of pink suits, but again, now that I'm looking back at that, it's very well put together.
If I were to wear any of the outfits we watched, I probably would wear that one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't pull off, but I would wear that. That's one I would be like, oh, I could wear that.
What would I
wear? Wow. That's crazy. I don't know if I could see you in that.
No tie either. That's a good look.
You like the no tie look?
Like summery. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with Garrett Wilson's outfit. I would wear that right now, today. Give me that outfit. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, same here.
Can you please donate that outfit to me? I will put it on right now and would never take it off. I promise you. I am so obsessed with that outfit. It's so good.
I'm also like totally obsessed with wearing like a blazer and pants like as a female. Like
yes.
I love that look.
Yes, I love it too. Yeah. I'm obsessed with it. So I don't know. That's what we thought about the draft of what?
Like the shoulder pads look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're like a 90s middle linebacker.
Right, sure. I definitely go for middle back linebacker vibes. All right. Well, those are our thoughts on the draft outfits. I am very happy we did that because there were so many good ones. But you know what else we are? We are a family. So make sure you go subscribe to gophnx.com and sign up to be a part of our family. You can get your first month for only 50 cents, or if you sign up for an annual membership, you can get a free t-shirt. We've got great options, as you can see behind us. They are beautiful. And there's a ton of other great perks of being a member. You get access to our members only Discord, which we are in all the time chatting with all of you. You get to read all the articles, like Craig Morgan's fantastic article about Gila River Arena that is on the site right now. Johnny Venerable also wrote an article about Hollywood Brown, so make sure you go check those out. As always, you can follow us on social media. I'm at Makayla E. Perkins. E is for electric. Chierstin, tell them where they can find you.
Just at Chierstin Susel.
And Bo, where can they find you?
Easiest way, just search Bob Rack and you'll find me, Bo Brock.
There it is. And we also have...
Interesting. That's funny.
We also have at PHNX_sports on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. All the good places. But you know who else is a part of our family? All of you who are watching today and in the comments. Thank you so much for watching along with us, being a part of the show. You guys are the absolute best. It is the highlight of my week to do the show and to include you in it and to get to talk with all of you through our virtual platform. Don't forget to remember to check out the story when it drops next week. Chierstin put a lot of hard work into it, and it is so good. And we also have some changes coming to this podcast that we're very excited about. We will let you know more about that probably in the coming weeks. But Chierstin and I are going to be hosting this bad boy from here on out. So we're really excited. There's a lot of great, cool things happening at PHNX. So you got to make sure you're a member so you don't miss out on any of it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. Give this video a like. Leave us a review, a 5-star review if you would be so kind. And keep your eyes out for all the exciting things we got coming out.
Thanks for coming on, Bo.
Yeah, how was it, Bo? What are your thoughts?
It was great. I can't wait to come back on. Hopefully I'm invited back.
You broke the ice, so now you're stuck with us, and you're going to be forced to come back.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday. If you're at the Coyotes game, come say hi to us. You guys are the best, and we will see you next week. Bye.